everyone, my name is Amber. Welcome back to my channel, Amber Reads Romance. Today, I'm going to be going over all the books that I plan to read in July. Once again, I kind of made a bigger TBR than I wanted to, but I'll dive into that in a bit. I am sorry I'm kind of late putting this up, but things have been kind of crazy. I have had my birthday and then a trip and different things going on that I just kind of slacked a little bit with getting these filmed. So I literally just came home from like a lunch and I needed to plan my TBR and get this filmed now. So I do apologize for the delay, but let's go ahead and dive into my July TBR. Okay, so before I dive into my July TBR, just a couple explanations. I have really slacked off in June. I mean, it wasn't a horrible month of reading, but definitely not what I wanted to do. So I have quite a few books that were on my June TBR that I am kind of including in this because I do really want to read them. They're priority reads for me. It was just a tough month with my reading. I kind of slacked off, but I did okay, I think. So I was in my head, I was telling myself for July, let's make a easier TBR. And I still had a bunch of arcs that I need to do and stuff for little read-alongs and my 12 recs for friends. So it's still a hefty TBR. So we'll see how I do in July. But I really do want to do better in July. So hopefully this will be a more productive month for me. So before I dive into my TBR, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you're new here and you haven't subscribed, I would really appreciate it. If you're returning and haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe, like, and comment down below. Any support from you guys is so helpful and I really appreciate it. So let's go ahead and dive in. So to start off with my TBR, I am participating in Jen from the Book Refuge is doing an Outlander read along. So I am going to read that book. And that's one of the reasons I was worried about not giving myself too much to read because this is going to be a thick book. I still need to buy it. The last books I bought, oh, let me tell you which one it is. So this is going to be Drums of Autumn, and this is book number 4. So this is actually the first book that in this read along that I haven't read yet. So I'm excited to finally get to books that I haven't read, so they're not rereads for me anymore. But I know that each book, it gets longer and longer. So, I want to give myself time to actually, read these. I have actually got the audiobooks. I've been buying the physical copies and then I end up getting it on my ebook anyways too. I buy the ebook because I want to annotate these. Have I actually sat down and started annotating any of them? No, but I use the ebook and I've been highlighting, as I go because it's just easier. I don't want to take around that big book with me because I read a lot at work and all that kind of stuff. Anyways, so that is a big one for me. I need to read it because I believe Jen's live show is going to be later in the month. I can't remember what date it is, but if you're participating, I hope you're caught up. But she does give it a lot of time, like a couple months per book, so you can always catch up. But I am very excited to finally get to this one. There are in America now, so that's really exciting. So that's like one of the biggest things that I need to do is read Drums of Autumn. Okay, and then for my 12 recs for 12 friends, I am going to pick out, I've had a different plan, but I decided to go with Jess and Mandy from Bestie Book Reviews. They actually, Jess recommended a Omegaverse book, because I've never read Omegaverse, and I'm really intimidated by it, and I just don't even know where to start. So if you have any Omegaverse that you really love or series that you think are phenomenal, leave me a comment down below. Let me know. But Jess recommended Tryst in the Dark by Grace McGinty. And I'm excited to try this one because I trust Jess because we have very similar tastes. And I also have never read Grace McGinty before, so this will be a new to me author. So I'm excited to give this one a shot. I really like this 12 Recs from 12 Friends because it's getting me to read things out of my comfort zone and different things that I may not usually read. So I'm excited to finally read an Omegaverse. Okay, so now on to the arcs. So I do have an arc that I actually just finished, but I'm adding it to this TBR because it is releasing on the 1st, and that is Hold Me Until Morning by A.L. Jackson. I actually got the ALC for this, so I listened to this on audiobook, and this was my first A.L. Jackson that I've ever read, so it was pretty interesting. I will be reviewing that later. I think my review will be coming up, I don't know when I'm posting this video, if it's going to go up before my weekly wrap-up or not, but that'll be in my most recent weekly wrap-up. So that is going to be coming out on the 1st. Then I actually got another ALC because I'm finally trying to get some of these ALCs from Valentine PR. And I got Mad Love by Willow Astor. I've never read this author before, so I thought these are like really great opportunities for me to like take a chance with an audiobook on new authors. And this one, let me see here. It releases on the 10th, and this is a small town, single dad, enemies to lovers, and I think it's like a football star. So I'm interested to try another, new to me author. Then I actually do know I got it. I got Monstrous Urges by Jagger Cole. This is the next book in his current series. And I've really enjoyed the last couple. It seems like he's very into the CNC in this series. I think the last two have had CNC. He doesn't really totally release a lot of info about these, but I've pretty much enjoyed every single one of them. The last couple I've enjoyed a lot more. So I'm excited to get the next Jagger Cole book. I don't know if I'm going to get this or not. I don't think I got it last time, and that's completely fine. But I do want to bring up Play Along by Liz Tom Ford. That is coming out on the 11th. I've really loved that series. Unfortunately for me, Caught Up was kind of a letdown. It was my letdowns from this year. I just didn't really connect to the heroine, so I'm hoping that this book will be much better, because, Ryan Shea was kind of hard to outdo with that one. So anyways, that comes out the 11th. Okay, so then I don't know if I'm going to get this or not, but because I was supposed to get the second one, never did, so I requested the arc again for the third one. And this is The Prey by J.L. Beck. I got the arc for the first one, and I enjoyed it. This is like a very big, bully, dub-con, non-con, kind of crazy, trilogy, I believe it is. So, I actually had the second book on my TBR from last month, and I'll bring that up later. I didn't get to it, so I need to read that because if I get this arc, I need to be able to be caught up. So this is The Prey, and this is releasing on the 12th. Then I did actually get the arc for Ask for Trouble for Gianna Darling. This is actually like a novella. It's 7.5 in the Fallen Men series. And I'm bringing up another book that I have to read in that series to be caught up to get this arc as well. So you can see I'm behind in series that I'm trying to get arcs for. So that's a dumb me problem, but I really, really wanted a chance to get another Gianna Darling arc because I just love her. And that one comes out on the 18th. Then I requested a S. Massery. So I actually just read my first S. Massery, Brutal Obsession, and I actually really loved it. So I'm excited to try another one of her books, and this is The Pucking Coach's Daughter. I'm assuming it's going to be another dark hockey romance. That Brutal Obsession was a dark bully hockey romance, like college series, and I definitely plan on continuing in that series because I really enjoyed that first book, even though it's super bully and crazy. So that one comes out on the 23rd. Then I requested Frisco by Tihan. This is going to be releasing on the 23rd. And this is, I don't know if it's Tihan or Tijan. I think it's Tihan because that just sounds better or sounds right with the J. But anyways, this, I saw them post about this, and I think it's going to be like an MC, maybe bodyguard type of romance. So I always love requesting their books. I think they're a really great author, and I'm interested in getting some more MC romances. Okay, and then I requested Damage by Cassandra Robbins. Honestly, this cover sucked me in. I mean, if you ever have him on the cover, it's going to suck you in, and I had to request it. And I think it's like a dad's best friend thing. That's really all I know, and I requested it. So that's an example of when you buy something or are interested in something just because of the cover. It does happen. Okay, and so the last one I have, it actually got delayed, so hopefully it'll be coming out on this release date. I don't know if it'll be delayed again, but that is So Real by Abby Millsaps. This is the second book in this series that she has that's kind of like a white shoes. I got the arc for the first one, so I'm hoping that I will get this one. It left off on a cliffhanger, so I'm interested to see where this takes us. Okay, so on to some of the things that I didn't get to from June that I really want to just add to this TBR because I really want to get to these. So The Lovely Return by Carrie Ann Cole. I think I've had this on 2 TBRs now, but I am going to read this. I just got so behind that I couldn't get to it this month, and so I still needed to finish my 12 Rec from 12 Friends book, so I kind of had to put that off to the side, even though I really wanted to read it right now. So I need to read that one, and then The Wildflower by J.L. Beck. That's that second book that I need to read before The Prey. Again, that's a bully romance. I was wanting to wait till the audiobook comes out, but that'll be too late. I believe it comes out in the middle of July, so I need to read that. And then I need to read A Court of Mist and Fury. I still haven't gotten to it. This is a reread, but I am basically trying to read the whole ACOTAR series finally and to annotate them all. So I have the physical copy here, and I have all my annotation stuff ready to go. I just need to get to annotating and rereading this. This one was the last book that I read in the ACOTAR series, and I didn't continue like an idiot. And so I can't wait to reread it because it's like, I think this was a 6-star book for me. I love Rhysand so much, so I can't wait to do that one. Okay, and then I missed out. I didn't get to this, and I'm so annoyed with myself, but Forever Your Rogue. I have the annotated copy by Jen from the Book Refuge because I'm on her, Patreon. And I've just heard so many good things about this book. And I really want to get more new to me historical romance authors. So I have to read that this month. Okay, and then I might try to get this in at the end of June, but most likely won't get to it, so I'm putting it here, and that is Filthy King by Serena Akeroyd. I need to continue my Serena Akeroyd. I'm reading her whole backlist in her reading order, so I definitely need to get to this one. So those were ones that I still had on my TBR from last month, so I do definitely want to read those. Okay, so other ones that I want to read is Caution to the Wind by Gianna Darling. This is the book number 7 in the Fallen Men series. I think this is Axeman's romance. I think it's a dad's best friend. So I definitely need to read this before the new novella comes out. So this will be a priority read for me. I don't know if I'm going to get it. I might use a credit because I really loved the audiobook for the previous one. So I might get the audiobook for this one too. We will see. Then I actually saw Jen on the Book Refuge talk about Lauren Asher, I think her name is, and the second book that just released in the series. But she really swayed me with I want to read that book. But she did say the first one was really good too. So I do want to read Love Redesigned. I don't even really remember anything about what this is about, but like I really want to read that second book. So I threw this on my TBR for this month. And then I want to catch up finally and read Homestead by Claire Kent. She has the new book coming out soon for the, I don't know when it's coming out, but it will be coming out pretty soon for the Kindled series. And I absolutely love this world. I just read Sanctuary and absolutely loved it. So I definitely want to continue. That way I'm all caught up for her newest release, which I believe is going to be the last one in this series. Okay, so then if you're not new here, you probably, know that I've been doing my Rena Kent journey. So I'm reading all Rena Kent's books in her reading order, trying to catch up to her current series that has blown everybody away. And so now I need to get onto the Deception trilogy. So I'm going to read Dark Deception, which is like a prequel. I think it's just a really quick novella. Then I'm going to read Vow of Deception, Tempted by Deception, and Consumed by Deception. And these are all actually about Adrian, and he was introduced in the duet that she had in this Bratva Mafia duet that she had, that he really intrigued me. I didn't love that duet. I didn't really care about the heroine and the guy in it really that much. But Adrian and like all these side characters really intrigued me. So the fact that Adrian has like 3 books, like a trilogy on him, he must be pretty crazy. So I'm excited to dive into that. I will be vlogging it as always and, giving all my detailed thoughts on those. So can't wait to read those. So some of the audiobooks that I really want to read, I actually bought this during like the last Audible sale. And I'm glad I got it because I've had this on my TBR for a while, and that is Dom by S.J. Tilley. I actually had to skip this one because Hans came out before I was able to get to Dom. So that just shows you again, I wasn't caught up and I requested an ARC. But so I had to skip Dom, and I've heard people love that. Like that's one of their favorites. I loved Hans. So I'm excited to finally read Dom to see which hero is going to be my favorite. Then I am going to read Managed by Kristen Callahan. These are available on, this one is available on Audible Plus. I liked Idol, the first one. It didn't really blow me away, but I'm not really into the rock star thing. But I heard this one is so much better. So I'm really excited to read that. Then I'm continuing with the Alien series by Victoria Aveline, and that is going to be Tempting Azed. I think it's Azed. I think this is going to be is it Angeline? I can't remember her name, sorry, but she's one of the girls that goes off into the woods to kind of try and survive, and her and the other girl get split up, and we don't know what happened to her, so now this is going to be her story. And then I'm finally going to read Hush Hush by Lucia Franco. I've heard so many things. I think this is like an escort age gap, very sexy, of course, because it's Lucia Franco. But I'm finally going to listen to this one. And this one actually is available on Audible Plus right now. And then I actually bought this 3-pack of Candy Steiner, and I read the first one, and now I'm going to Blindside. I've already read Blindside, so this is a reread for me, but I really loved it, and so I think it'll be great to listen to it on audiobook. And I had it on my TBR previously, and I just didn't get to it, so I figured I need to listen to this one so I can finally read the 3rd book. And then, so they are, Christy reads a lot, and I think Mama Needs Romance and a few other people are doing the Wallflower read-along this summer, and, or it might be going longer than the summer, but anyways, for July, they're gonna be reading one of my favorites, and that's, again, The Magic. This I actually read after I read the whole Wallflower series, and it's like kind of like a prequel. So I think you could read it afterwards too. Like, I don't think it hurts anything not to read this first. But this was one of my favorites, Lisa Kleypas. It's so amazing. It's like got like Second Chance And, you know, I just really, really, really love this one. So I'm excited to reread The Wallflowers. I actually just got my mom to start The Wallflowers. And, you know, it has one of my favorite heroes of all time, Sebastian St. Vincent. I love him. So I'm really excited to go back to reread the Wallflower series. And then I am going to finish this series that I was reading by Sarah MacLean, and this is Daring and the Duke. And I'm really excited for this one because this guy has been like the villain of the series. And he's like always loved this woman. I think he thinks she's dead. I don't know where she's been, but I'm excited because I love, obviously with Sebastian St. Vincent, like a reformed kind of villain, you know, and I'm excited to get to the third book because each of these books have been really, really good. And then I want to start a new Lorraine Heath series. I just love Lorraine Heath and I need to read more of her backlist. So I am going to listen to She Tempts the Duke. I think it's like a friends to lovers, but like she saved them as like a child and then they were like sent away to the tower and now they're back, I think like 12 years later. So I'm interested. It seems like a good setup to a series and I always love Lorraine Heath. Now, side note, I don't know when Jen is doing the fanfic readathon, but one of my goals from this year was to actually read Manacled, and I don't think I would be able to do that within the time frame of the readathon, depending on how long it goes. So I need to eventually start reading Manacled because I really, really want to read it. The size was intimidating to me, but I think it's going to blow me away. Everybody loves Manacled, so it seems like the perfect, dark romance and, you know, Draco and Hermione. So I am going to attempt to start it this month, and then I don't even know, she may be having the fanfic readathon. I'm not positive when that's happening. But I definitely need to get started on Manacled, but you can see how much I already have on my TBR, so we'll see how realistic that is for me and if I can get to it. But anyways, those are all the books that I'm planning to read for July. Thank you so much for watching this video. As always, remember to hit that subscribe button, comment, like the video, and I will see you guys on the next one.